We're going to drive across Baldy Pass, and we're going to start with some video of it, and then it will be a time lapse for the duration. I believe that is Mount Baldy, and we are on the road that takes us across Baldy Pass, I think it is, the highest pass in Washington State. Look at all this rock here. I think it's all like granite, but just a beautiful area to come and visit. Unfortunately, the roads are just zero maintained. This one here looks like it's going to be a particularly rough little section. So I'm going to put the camera back down and drive. But there you see the granite there. It's just really a neat mountain. Doing the time lapse so you can watch the rest of that. Okay, we got through that nasty section of road. It's still pretty rough though. So I believe that we are at the top of the pass, and that this is the highest pass in Washington State. A couple of cars up there. Someone's up here hiking around doing something. And now we're starting to head down. This is going to take us to Winthrop, where I think I'm going to get myself a burger. A lot of potholes here. Tell you, there's just nothing prettier than a drive in the mountains in the North Cascades. And we leave Mount Baldy behind. More granite. Okay, we are starting our drive across Forest Road 37 in the Okanogan National Forest between Conconully and Winthrop, Washington. So it's kind of it's a nice road here at the beginning, and as you progress through, it will get worse and worse, and I'll tell you when it gets worse. But it's a beautiful road. It's in an area that not many people travel to, and fewer people even actually travel this road. It's about 40 miles, and a lot of it is very poorly maintained. It used to be an asphalted road years ago, and the asphalt is just in complete disrepair, busted up, and that's if it's even visible. So we're going to keep cruising on up here and just enjoy the drive and the trees. you want to stick to the highway or National Forest Road 37. So right here, that sign is where the road is no longer maintained, is what it says. And if you look down, you can see these big troughs in the road, and some of those are about a foot or more deep. And so some of them you have to kind of straddle between the two wheels of the truck, or between the left and right wheels of the truck, just to get across them. And you definitely want to be careful driving up here because some of this can be pretty rough and nasty, and you would not want to hit one of these ruts in the road. And then you also have to be careful for the rocks in the road because there are parts of the road where the rocks are very sharp. So you see me going across this side and that side, and the whole way I am trying to avoid hitting a rock or a ditch or a deep pothole or something. But as you can see, it's actually quite a pretty drive, and there are a lot of cattle up in these hills too. So you can be coming up along cattle, and you definitely want to slow down and uh, make your way past them without spooking them. And I didn't really see any deer or wildlife up there, just the cattle, which I thought was odd because this is a pretty remote place and there should be cattle. I'm just kind of looking at there's a cattle corral down that side road there, so I thought I would check it out. And we're going to keep on cruising along here. So every time you see me slowing down on this, there's a reason. And sometimes it's a deep one, and sometimes it's a rough one. And then there's a lot of good sharp turns in here too, and some pretty good steep grades. There's yeah, you see the rut in the road there. So we are going at one frame every half second for the time lapse, and I had, yeah, that was a 180 turn there, but I had a let's see, what was it? Yeah, see, there's another wide section of road that the water runoff has just really dug into it. But now I can't remember what I was going to say. No matter. So yeah, the road, you're up in the forest area here, and it's really a very, very pretty place to be, and a lot of stuff to just look at and enjoy your ride. It's pretty steep on the downhill side, to the left in this case, and so we're gonna just keep on flying along here. And those dark spots in the road are, we'll call them gushy speed bumps deposited by the various cattle on the hill. So we're getting up there pretty high. You can see the mountains to the side. Now, this particular spot I stopped at because it just happens I got cell phone service here, of all places, and only here, and only for about a 100-yard stretch, and then it disappeared again. So I was talking to the unknown mechanic on this, and then made some texts and checked the internet for any news and Facebook and all that good stuff. All that stuff that you're really trying to avoid when you get out into the sticks like this. So I think I should be wrapping up here in a second. There we go. Atta boy, finish up all that stupid stuff. So we are cruising again, and we do have a pretty good group of cattle coming up here, and some of them were kind of cagey. Not huge cattle either, but they were all, I think they were like Angus cattle, something. So we're going to keep on cruising here. You're starting to see Mount Baldy up ahead there, right around the corner there. You just see the top of it. And so we're going to keep flying along. We're actually not going very fast at all. I think I did maybe 15 miles an hour in the good spots and under 5 miles an hour in the rough spots. So here's a good steep one here. And as we come around, we will see. Well, I thought we were going to see Mount Baldy on this one, but it's a little bit farther. And I think we're coming up on the cows here real soon, too. They like to hang around parts of the road where there are springs or water coming up out of the ground that they can drink. So we should be coming up to these guys here pretty soon. But there you go. There's Mount Baldy. We're getting closer. There's another stop there just to take a look down the valley and just enjoy the view for a minute. It's just one of those places that you don't get the opportunity to see very often. So I want to make sure that I get out and enjoy things. As you can see, it's pretty steep on the left side, and it's a long way down. You do not want to miss your turns. Pay attention when you're driving this. It's a one-lane road, and I didn't really see anybody the entire way. There was a parked truck or car, and that's it. And that is Mount Baldy ahead of us there. Then we're going to hit a spot here that is just really rough with rock. And I think that's just about here. But I had to slow down quite a bit to make my way through it. So that is the point where I stopped to get the phone out and start filming with the phone. And you saw that video at the beginning. And right about here is where the phone video ended. So you can kind of gauge by how long that original phone video at the beginning was to how quickly we went through there in this time lapse. So now we are on the downhill side, the Winthrop side of Mount Baldy Pass. And we're just going to keep flying along here. Now, there may be a part to the left where you can see the remains of the old fire that happened, I think, in 2006. See, all of these trees were burned out in 2006. Yeah, there's a bunch of cows there. And so they had, I forget what the name of the fire was, but it was a famous fire that just burned and burned and burned and took out almost everything in the valley here and for miles around. And so it's, 2006, so it's almost 20 years ago, and everything you see is new growth. I'm not sure if it was planted or if it is wild regrowth. It's a national forest, and so I'm not sure if it's something that they just let it recover on its own or if they help it recover. So there you can see the steep left side again, one lane road, and we just keep on driving. Nobody else. It's the entire time, and I think it took me almost 3 hours to go across this thing, 40 miles and maybe 15 miles an hour most of the way. So it took quite a while to get there. And then also, as we get down to the Winthrop side, you begin to see plenty of dispersed campsites that you can just pull off the road, camp in, and there's a little creek, river there that I think you can fish in. I would have to double check that. But so yeah, we just keep on flying down the road here. And it is a long drive. I will say the road on the west side, the Winthrop side of Baldy Pass, is much better than the road on the east side. And so now we're coming along here, and this area here, you begin to start and see the pavement, the old asphalt that used to be in there, and it's all chewed up pretty good. They don't fix it or anything. It's just they're just leaving it to abandoned. But the road drive, it's a great drive with a little care. I wouldn't really recommend it in a car until they paved it, but if the road was maintained, just a car would be able to go through pretty easily. I had the truck camper on, which is close to 4,000 pounds with everything in it, and I did not put it into four-wheel drive. I just drove two-wheel drive the entire way, and I had no problem. But if I did have a problem, I had four-wheel drive to help me get out of that problem. So you just kind of have to weigh your advantages, disadvantages, and make a decision. So we just keep on flying on down the road here, and trust me, oh, those the only two vehicles I saw on the road: the Forest Service Ranger and some kind of a service truck. And we're gonna just keep on cruising on down here. So there's the bridge, and now we're getting onto the road that's got more asphalt on it. And if you look to the side, you can see from time to time an RV parked along there. And those are the dispersed campsites that you can go up and stay. Looks like they looked all like pretty nice places too. Um, Close to the road, but not a big deal because there's so little traffic on this road. So we're getting close to the point where the camera ran out of memory. And so unfortunately, the last few miles of the road I won't be able to show you, but it's very similar to what you see here. And then you pull into Winthrop. And Winthrop is a nice little town, kind of like an old west miner sort of a town that you can get some pretty decent food in. There's also camping at Peregrine Lake State Park and a couple of RV places up there that I've stayed at. So it is a nice place. So that's the end of our ride here. Ran out of memory on the camera, and I just happened to park here and take a break. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the time-lapse ride through the Baldy Pass, Okanogan National Forest between Conconully and Winthrop. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and leave a comment, like, ask a question, and I'll see you on the next video. And also subscribe if you want to see more stuff coming up. All right.